Hi everyone, my name is Irene and I am a freshman college student studying for medicine. Recently in my writing class, we are doing like a project that is based on discourse, community problems, and finding its solutions. So I thought it would be great to share my research ideas and solutions with you all. For those who don't know what a discourse community is, it is a group of people who share a set of goals, values, and beliefs and use communication to just achieve them. So, the discourse community that I'm going to be talking about is the church and Bible study community. This is a community that I am part of and is currently active. The community has many attributes like social, spiritual, and leadership influence. The community's motto is to empower people from every background to be a disciple of Jesus Christ locally and globally. As any discourse community, of course, there are pros and cons in it. This one in particular had a certain trend that I've been noticing that was disrupting the community a bit. The problem majorly was lack of commitment and lack of responsibility. Ideally, it wasn't a major problem among the members until the leader also started giving less determination and less commitment to their ideal goal. The other one was irresponsibility on keeping the members included and united. What started off as a diverse community soon started to lose its diversity to more of a picking specific side. Because of that, people started coming and leaving, but not staying permanently. This is a really bad and big effect towards the community's aim and goal. Most of the time for these kinds of events to happen is majorly because of political views, personal opinion, comparison, and gossip, less interest in pursuing the main goal, having sub-goals that disrupt the main goal, and of course having multiple beliefs. In a recent interview that I did with an older member of the community who has been part of this community for over 5 years but moved from it recently, said,
It was less motivation, less encouragement, less awareness of spirituality, and change in stand of opinions from others caused me to leave the community. Unfortunately, I didn't feel growth in communication, gathering, and ministry as a group. It was really an unstable area, so I really had to go.
I noticed the members had different opinions and faith levels, causing different conflicts and gossip between people to distant and leave the group. But what the major problem was the leader not giving much attention to this problem and not giving any commitment or responsibility to solve this matter. I did another interview also with a member who just joined the group and is in a small leadership role to get a different perspective or viewpoint from them, but actually it in fact came out quite the opposite.
Unity was a big cause, I would say. Things like less group activities, lack of youth meetings, spiritual ministries were lessened because the leader only focused on self achieving rather than group achieving. Although the leader did have personal growth along with people who had the same level of faith and opinion, there were also people who didn't. That shortened the group and divided it more. Like there are visiting and contemporary curious believers who are then left out as members to the community who soon get replaced by new ones, and the cycle goes on repeating. This kind of caused keeping the diversity and commitment to the initial goal unstable and not having any growth. I still choose to stay as I believe.
There's a book that I've been reading for years called Christianity Today, where it talks about the lost art of commitment. In the book, Coulson talks about
Lack of commitment is hitting religion hard. Studies suggest that the iPod generation is choosing which aspect of the faith to adopt to create their own unique spiritual playlists.
now. This, in fact, is a serious issue caused by the problem, which I'm talking about. If there is no unified commitment to a spiritual group, people can descend to create their own beliefs and ways, which eventually breaks the main goal of the group. This sometimes deactivates the group or pauses the group from growing. So, what are some solutions to solve this problem in the community? Well, I gathered some information from my research and came up with 3 solutions. Number 1, positive over ignorance. There's a podcast that I've been listening to recently, which opened my eyes as it related to this topic that I'm talking about now. On its episode 53, it kind of said about how a church community is grown positively and strongly.
A vibrant church's commitment will grow organically as the relationships within the body flourish. The 2 keys to encourage these are being biblical and relational. If you're biblical, you will stay on the right theological rails. If you're relational and biblical, you will build Christ-like relationships. 1. Being biblical without relationship is academia, not a local church. Being relational without solid Bible teaching is a social club.
A church grows if the relationship of the body flourish. The body represents people, and flourishment is essential for growth. In the podcast, Thomas said 2 fundamental keys for the growth of positivity: biblical and relational. Without these 2, it's kind of difficult to maintain commitment in a church community. Both kind of complement each other and won't work without one another. The main point is that to influence yourself and others positively rather than ignoring or judging, this would give a positive impact to our lives and our community. Number 2, the passion of commitment or responsibility. In the Bible, it states in 2 Timothy how Paul says about his life as an experience on responsibility.
I say don't get involved in foolish, ignorant arguments that only starts fights. A servant of the Lord must not quarrel, but must be kind to everyone and be able to teach and be patient with difficult people. A servant of the Lord must not quarrel, but must be kind to everyone, be able to teach, be patient with difficult people, generally instruct those who oppose the truth. Purpose: God will change those people's hearts and they will learn the truth.
Now, he gives away a lot of key points and messages from there, but the main point is passion and how we should be passionate about our goal. He also talks about not ignoring disruptions and conflicts and being realistic about our aim. Even in a godly way, when we don't keep our promises or word with God, especially, God won't be helping us or being with our side in matters and situations, because he isn't someone who sides with carelessness or being unfaithful in their aim or goal. Now, what I view distractions are like molds. So they're like molds that can grow bigger as time goes by. So it is important to fix the problem before it's too late. Otherwise, it's going to get moldy. Number 3, the heart of unity and understanding. Peacemakers. You guys have probably seen trends or heard everywhere on how troublemakers or arguers always end up causing disturbance and conflicts in relationships. Well, it's the exact same thing here. It's funny because my dad always says this word, peacemakers, when he talks with me or is teaching me something. In fact, whenever in my family there is a conflict or unsolved issue, we come together to pray by holding hands, to forgive and unify and kind of comfort one another, to have like a peaceful mood before the end of the day, so that we don't have any guilt in our minds when we sleep. Praying is a really good mechanism, especially when it comes to unifying people and making people come together and just feel comforted. In the TJC Indian edition article, Jacob talks about how she said,
God has a unifying heart. He loves peacemaking. The psalmist celebrates how good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. We will only seek to be unifying people when we see how God has united us to Himself through the peacemaking work of Christ. Prioritize and pray for God to give you a great desire for unity and self-forgetfulness in your relationships. As we become peacemakers like Him, we contribute to a community where mutual understanding and harmony will flourish. We can offer grace to each other and stay united, walk in line with God's.
So you see, having a heart of unifying is important when it comes to keeping a community together, especially if it's a spiritual community. Praying for that unifying spirit is super important. And of course, reconciliation, humility, and effort also comes along and should be there to have a successful ambition. And that's it. I hope you guys were able to understand and cope the mechanism on keeping and having a strong community stable with commitment and responsibility. Again, the 3 solutions were positiveness, passion, and heart of unity. Keep it together and staying determined towards the goal. This could also work in other stuffs in our lives, such as relationships, or keeping a goal or ambition that you have. Especially if you're in a spiritual community, this could be really helpful, or is someone who is wondering of starting a community or keeping a community going positively and impactfully. These 3 solutions really are some points that you can keep in mind and remember. These solutions can be technically applied to any community's needs. I made this as broad as I can. I thought this would also be inspirational or encouraging to anyone who's watching or need help in the things I said. So yeah, thank you all for watching this video. Please like, comment, and share this video, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.